I see a lot of times it's not so.
All right, joining me now, Kris Lippi, owner of ISoldMyHouse.com. This is not a realty show. We're not trying to sell your house, at least I'm not, but Kris might be. And there's a good reason for that we'll get to in just a moment that definitely fits into the Mystery Wire brand. But Kris, tell me a little bit about your company there, ISoldMyHouse.com.
Yeah, it's my company, ISoldMyHouse.com. It's an online real estate website for primarily home sellers that are looking for to sell their house, and they're looking for options outside of the traditional real estate model. So, right now we have 3 options for them to sell their house. One, they can sell their house on the Realtors MLS, but really only pay a buyer's agent's commission, and that's a program called the Flat Fee MLS Listings. Number 2 is they can list with a full service real estate agent, which is a little bit more of the traditional model. However, they are offering discount programs so that they're not paying the full commission. And then also, if sellers just want a quick out of their house and no headache, no hassle, we have a cash buying program as well.
Now, the housing market, it's always fluctuating. There's problems selling houses. It can range, it's just an outdated house. It's a bad neighborhood, a recession, no curb appeal. But you've come across something else that seems to be a problem, and that's being a haunted house. Tell us about that.
Well, it really isn't so much of a problem that's on a large scale, to believe it or not. However, we did have a seller who was quite concerned that her house was haunted. And she was very, very cautious about, there's a lot of rules in real estate, a lot of laws, a lot of things that people need to do to make sure that they're not steering people the wrong way or misrepresenting what it is that they're selling. And this woman apparently thought her house was haunted and wanted to disclose that. And she was coming to us, asking our opinion about what she should do. And as far as I'm aware, I'm a broker in 8 states, so that, not all 50, but we do business around the country, so all 50 states. But as far as I'm aware, you are not required to disclose a haunting. You can sell your house, and if it's haunted, you are not going to get in trouble for that. Again, as far as I'm aware. But she was a nervous Nelly and, by the book and wanted to disclose that and, whatever. So long story short, she came across a exorcist and went ahead and approached them, got their opinion, and went through that whole process and came back to us and was telling us, about this and that she, had the clean bill of health now and things like that, which again, still doesn't really matter from a selling your house real estate agent compliance or laws perspective. But, it was nice that she came back to us and tell us. And then from there, it just kind of was like, well, if one person is having this problem or questions, maybe there's others, and that kind of launched us into a going out there and trying to figure out, where are haunted houses in the country most prevalent, and then what could people do if they have one of these houses? So,
well, along those lines, where are the haunted houses? I mean, I know everyone's got stories of the old house in their neighborhood, but you're looking at some numbers out there. What have you seen?
Oh yeah, well the content team went ahead and they went ahead and found a bunch of the top 10 states, and the number 1, I'm in Connecticut, so the county, Connecticut, which is very close by Massachusetts, right? And so whenever, at least I think of ghosts and hauntings, I think of Salem, Massachusetts, right? And so I was for sure that, Massachusetts was going to come in as number 1, just because it's Massachusetts. That's where you hear a lot of the stories. But as it turns out, Leavenworth, Kansas is the number 1 place where there's these ghosts. And then
that's got a big federal lockup there, federal penitentiary.
Yeah, and I was in the military too, and it was always, you're going to go to Leavenworth if, that was the threat, and not to make it, but
guess a lot of people haven't left Leavenworth then.
Yes. So now it kind of, you always didn't want to go to Leavenworth in the military because the expression was you make big rocks into small rocks all day long. And I guess now there's another reason why you don't want to go there.
So you got Kansas, Leavenworth, you got Massachusetts. What else are we looking at?
And then Oklahoma comes
Mhm.
in. There's a Sacred Heart Mission and Cemetery. And then Philadelphia, which is no surprise. There's a lot of history there and a lot of
Sure.
goes back a long, long ways. Then number 7, Iowa, which is an interesting state for this.
Mhm.
Kentucky, that's where apparently an old prison was. And then another kind of shocker was Alaska.
Yeah.
So that was an interesting one. And then Colorado. Colorado was, I can see Colorado. I see a lot of history there, but I think
A lot of mining history, a lot of old timer sort of thing. Now,
yeah.
as you were mentioning, this client that you had, and now what you're offering is what you're calling a home exorcism. I got a lot of questions here, but let's start with, how did you kind of described how your team arrived at offering a home exorcism? One, is it free? And 2, are we talking like what we saw in the movie Poltergeist? Is that's what comes to my mind?
Well, I wasn't present for an actual home exorcism, so I don't know if there was any levitation going on or any of that stuff. But the initial home exorcism consultation would be free, and that's where she would contact the seller and just get an initial assessment of what's going on. Because believe it or not, people also don't like to have their time wasted, and I would think a lot of people might be a little curious and they might start trying to get people to come over their house to perform an exorcism, and it might be a hoax in itself. So that was one of the requirements, is she did want to do a kind of a consultation and make sure that it does meet the requirements of what she would be looking for. And then from there, she's willing to do what it is that she does. And it would be on a paid basis, and it would be a travel required, because believe it or not, there isn't that many of these out there. It's not like the local restaurant or something else where there's just one on every corner. And if it's just too far, apparently she has a network of these people that do this service, and she can refer it out and get you taken care of. So pretty cool.
And is she, when you say she, is this the main, is the term exorcist? That or is this related? Is this associated with the church at any point, or is this how does it work? Do you know?
I don't know, to be honest with you, if it's associated with the church. I didn't ask. That's she performs this service, and that's her thing.
Between them and their God.
Yeah, whoever that may be.
Now, have you said you've done it, or there's been at least one done? Has there been more that you know of?
I'm sure there's been plenty of them done. The one that our customer / client had done was through this, and that's kind of what brought it all about. But yeah,
have you been getting?
No, I was just gonna say, believe it or not, she's she gets spooked easily, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
but you would think not. But she's more of a back end. She wants, with the whole COVID thing, I think maybe business is slow, and she just kind of was looking for ways to partner.
Now, how long have you guys had this offer up, or this service, and has it, other than in a few fringe sites like us out there, has it caught attention? Are people inquiring?
We've had a couple of people come in, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
There's been a few. She's kind of taking them. We're just sending them along to her, and she's rounding them up and probably gonna reach out and figure out what's going on with them all. But yeah, I mean, there are some people out there that are filling them out. Again, I don't know if they're just people that are just trying to inquire and see what's going on, or if they're actually, have a problem that they need fixed. But, that's for her to figure out.
Right. All right. Kris Lippi, owner of I Sold My House. Thank you very much for spending a little time with me.
All right.